Often when people talk about rare items in their Bionicle collections, they'll boast about their misprinted masks worth far more than a traditional mask. Or they'll show off some ultra rare collectible, maybe some other pricey items. But almost no one ever talks about this. And it's quite a rare Bionicle set. What's the history behind this? What's it worth? How can you get it? And how is it made? Well, let's talk about all of that in today's video. Here we go. So yeah, this is a brick-built Bionicle HOW mask. The HOW, of course, is the mask of shielding. Even if you have a passing knowledge about Bionicle, you know this mask. It belongs to the most famous Bionicle of them all, Tahu. Now, back in 2001, the year the Bionicle debuted and started hitting store shelves, Legoland California released these brick-built HOW masks. And yeah, you could only get them at Legoland California. It's unknown if these were retail items or some kind of promotional giveaway. I simply couldn't find anything saying exactly how you got them. I think they were just a standard retail item. So there were 3 in the collection, one's red, one's green, and one is blue. The sets are essentially identical, it's just a color swap. So here's what they look like inside their sealed original bags. Interesting that the image on the front shows a green mask, but the insides, well, they're not green. I guess they never printed that front bit in any other color. So what's this thing worth? Well, there's some for sale right now on Bricklink, and all of them are used. None of them are sealed in the original bag. And people are asking like $80 to $90 just for one of these masks. That's in Aussie dollar dues. In American dollars, that's about 50 to 60 bucks. But see, I don't think this is really worth that much. These sets have no exclusive pieces at all. In fact, a lot of these pieces are very common, so you can totally buy the individual parts for way, way cheaper. In fact, the parts inventory is on Bricklink right now, so you can easily look through this, then look through your collection, and you probably have everything you need. That's what I did. I essentially built this for free because I already had all the pieces. Now, the only piece here that might be a little bit harder to get are these 2x8 and 2x10 bricks. Some of these are larger size normal bricks. They're not as common, and they can be a little harder to track down. See, looking at them on Bricklink, okay, well yeah, the red and the blue appear in a lot of sets. The green ones though, not so much. Even still though, you don't really see a lot of these bigger bricks appearing in modern Lego sets. Typically these kinds of larger bricks appear in older, retired sets. So you might not have these in your collection, but who cares? These don't need to be this size. There's no reason you can't get that 2x8 brick and instead put in 2x4 bricks. It's the same thing. It really doesn't matter. But the real value of this lies in having it sealed in the original packet. Because if you want that kind of thing, well, good luck finding one. There are none for sale on Bricklink right now. None have sold in the past 6 months. There's none on eBay, there's none in any other marketplace. They're very, very hard to find. If people bought these back in the day, they tended to open them up. But what would it be worth if it was sealed? Well, that's up for debate. Given that there's not a lot of sales history for this kind of thing, it's a little hard to give an exact number. But the website Brick Economy says it's worth roughly $672. Again, only if it's sealed. I don't know, man, that's the thing about this set. You do not see it every day. And so many people, I don't even think know that this exists. It often just gets forgotten amongst the other cool, rare items. I mean, even some of the other rare Bionicle sets that are worth a crazy amount of money, they still pop up fairly regularly on the aftermarket. This set doesn't really do that. Sealed copies of this set, they're super, super rare. But I think this set is great. It's just such a nice little tribute to Bionicle. And it makes for a great display piece. I kinda wish that LEGO would bring this back in some capacity today. A fun little brick-built decor item. Any fan of Bionicle could just place this around their house. I mean, I'd totally buy something like that. Of course, I'd prefer them to make actual action figures. But given that the molds for these basic bricks still exist, something like this could totally be possible in 2026. I'd love that. Speaking of decor items, you'll notice that the back has this small gap. This allows you to hook it onto a wall. Hey, it works. If not, yeah, the bottom has these little stands, which allows you to rest this upright at a slight angle. Multiple ways to display it. I like it. Now, I actually couldn't find instructions for this online. In fact, the official LEGO instruction archive doesn't give results for this at all. And the set also has a weird set number, so if you look that up, you get nothing. But my friend Patrick Biggs actually purchased a sealed copy of one of these sets way back in the day when it was not worth $600, when it was way, way cheaper. But yeah, he opened it up and built it. And when I was last at his house, I took some photos of it up close so I could study how exactly you made this. Then I got the list of parts out on Bricklink, and I was able to reverse engineer it. Funnily enough though, the list of parts on Bricklink, it says that you get 4 of these 2x4 plates. However, you only use 3 in the construction of this mask. I don't know if that's an error on Bricklink, or maybe you just get a bonus piece, or maybe I goofed when I built this. But I don't know, I don't think I did. I checked this multiple times. Still, I wonder why this is here. So, I mentioned instructions. I have some instructions for you if you want to make this yourself. I'll show them a little bit later. First, I want to show you something that's kind of in the vein of this set. It's a cool mock. This mock here is made by Felix the Cat. This was made back in the day for an old Facebook community group called Peace Out. And this was kind of like the mascot or the banner for the group. Sadly, that group is now largely inactive, unfortunately. But hey, you can still build this model now, it's cool. It's ultra posable, you can put it in all sorts of different positions, you could have it hold your phone if you wanted to. It's fun. And yeah, it makes for a pretty good display piece. You could put it right next to the Howl mask. It looks great. So I encourage you, make something similar. Whether you make this hand, whether you make this Howl, or if you just want to build something else, do it. Building a Bionicle humanoid mock is a lot of fun. But building little tributes, little personal display pieces like this, stuff that you can just put around your house, that's just as much fun. And how good does it look? Anyway, that's it for the history of this set and this cool mock. I'm gonna leave you now with instructions so that you can make one yourself. And if I didn't know better, I'd think you were singing to me now. And if I didn't know better, I'd think you were still around.